Good evening, ladies, as well as gentlemen. Let's try Druid. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone Arena action. God, that was all out of order. Starting off with a Wild Pyromancer, aka Mediocrity. Continuing on with Dark Scale Healer, aka Pretty Good. Continuing on with, okay, we're gonna stop doing that. Acolyte of Pain, though, it's nice to have. Ooh, so a good 3-drop or a good 2-drop? That is the dilemma of the day. Let's take the Berserker. I just like having good 2-drops, what can I say? I like big 2-drops, and I cannot lie. I don't know what happened there. Dark Iron Dwarf, very good. This is also a really good 3-drop. We'll take the Dwarf, although that was a tough call. I can see it going either way. Raid Leader or the Rifleman. So they're both 2/2s for 3. They're both pretty mediocre. One gives a buff, one gives a damage. Let's try the damage. Let's see how good that guy really is. Kodo is good, so is the Protector, but we'll take the Kodo here. Ironbark Protector, fine. We'll have one Ironbark Protector. The other stuff is pretty Junkosaurus Rex-like. Let's take a Grizzly. Moonfire's not really that good removal. Keeper of the Grove. Haven't played with this guy in a while. That's a great card. Don't want 2 Ironbark Protectors. Fine, we'll take 2 Ironbark Protectors over that junk. Well, it wasn't junk, I'm sorry. That was actually pretty good stuff. Farseer would have been a reasonable choice. We'll take Innervate here to help me get those Ironbarks into play. We'll take Wild Growth to help me get those Ironbarks into play over the Stormwind Knights, even though that was a good card. Wrath, I think, is a little better than Claw, so we'll take Wrath there. Now, do I take the Stormsuck Commando? No, I don't think so. We'll take the Panda here. Don't want to go too crazy with that. I also don't want to go too crazy with these buffs, but Wrath number 2 is totally fine. Another Wild Growth? No, I'll take a card draw. Let's smooth things out a little bit. Third Wrath? Yes, please. Well, we got plenty of Wrath. Oh, Druid of the Claw. Such a tasty card. Now, this is good with Wrath. Do I dare take it over Twilight Drake, which is just good in general? I mean, this deck doesn't seem like it's going to have that many minions out, so we'll take the Drake over the Pimp. Swipe! Alright. Had pretty good luck recently, always having swipes with my Druids. Mark of Nature is fun and all, but we'll take a Claw for some removal. Wrath number whatever, sure. 4th one. Swipe! It is approximately correct to take every swipe all the time. Another Wrath? Okay, I think I'd actually rather take one of these guys. Either for some card draw. We'll take the card draw. I think this deck really thrives, I think, on getting some good cards drawn. Since I passed on the buffs, I don't really want the Worgen. I'd much rather take the much safer Razorfen Hunter. Swipe! And we'll take a Reckless Rocketeer here for some reach in the endgame. And a Starfall. Alright, I can do this. I could be completely just wildly off, but this deck has a little bit of endgame with things like Druid of the Claw and 2 Ironbarks, of course. No 6-drops, it's a little sad, but I'll deal. Got 3 swipes, 4 Wraths, a Starfall, Claw. I don't know, it just seems like I can kill things for a while and then wait for my trees to show up. I'd be pretty happy about life. Looks like I'll be coining into Wild Growth. Yep. And then I can play the Rifleman on turn 2, thanks to Wild Growth, kill his Recruit if he happened to have played one, or I can maybe play the Pyromancer and Claw if he played a 3-2. If he played a 2-3, that's where I would be in trouble, but seems like a pretty good starting hand. Oh, he's got a turn 1 play. Oh, no, he doesn't. Never mind. So now it's like I was the first player of this game. I'll be drawing equal to my opponent on cards. As you can see, he's got 5. I'll have 5 after I draw, so it's just like I was the first player. And he does just play Rifleman. Now, this could have been a Raid Leader. Good thing it's not. I think the Rifleman here is much better. That Innervate's a little dangerous. I don't have any Violet Teachers or Gadgets and Auctioneers to turn this into something useful, so it's just dead if I don't make any use out of it. Okay. I could Pyromancer something. Doesn't seem like a good move at all. I could Wrath. No. What we'll do is we'll Claw, Shapeshift, kill this bear. Just take it in the face. That's not easy here. Just play it normally. Now I've got a pretty questionable hand. I don't have anything to drop. I need my Druid of the Claw or my Dark Scale Healer. You know, I didn't see any 4-drops. I passed on a couple of Ogre Maga, but those don't count. I passed on a Motion Warden, doesn't count. Never saw Yeti, never saw Stengen, never saw Violet Teacher. So that's kind of the weakness of this deck, is it's missing a good core at the 4-mana level. Alright, he finally answers my Ironforge Rifleman. No, he hits me in the face. Well, how much you guys want to bet that's a noble sacrifice? It's not a noble sacrifice, is it? Redemption? Nope, it's not redemption. Is it Eye for an eye? What is that? Okay, it's Repentance, which actually is awkward because it means that this Pyromancer will die after it casts the spell, since its health is going to be turned into 1. That's hilarious. Well, whatever. I don't really care about that card very much anyways. So we'll trigger the Repentance, and then, you know, this will trade in for a 3-mana minion of some kind. Such is life. Wild Pyromancer with 1 health is a pretty abysmal card. It must be noted. I have a handful of spells. I can kill stuff, but I can't play anything else. It's a little bit awkward. Maybe I got too many spells. Maybe some of these Wraths should have been other cards. I don't know. I think I have a decent amount of minions, just not seeing them here. This Innervate is a real bear. Now, if I got Ironbark Protector off the top of my library, I would certainly Innervate it out. As it is, we're going to have to be content with not doing that. Okay, so the Repentance just goes totally wasted. Unfortunately, that was his whole turn, and I got nothing to play. Oh god, please give me a creature. Oh, it actually gave me an Ironbark. Well, there's the Innervate. Now he needs a Humility effect, otherwise there's pretty much nothing that will deal with this that a Paladin can put forward. I mean, he can put a Blessing of Might on it so he draws a card every time, but he needs a Humility effect. I have Keeper of the Grove, I have 1 Silence in this deck. It silences it, which isn't exactly as good as he needs. Now I could, of course, swipe this guy. That seems a bit heavy. Why don't we Shift, Grizzly, Faux-Shizzly, Face, good move. So he has no Humility effect, no Humility, no Outdoor Peacekeeper. He's just taking the heat here. That's the thing about Ironbark. You think, oh, it's an 8/8 with taunt, it's like super defensive, but I mean, it is 8 power, so it hits you pretty hard if you aren't careful. So I've got 8, 11, 15, 16 damage here. Next turn, if everything lives and is allowed to attack. It's a good chunk of damage. Beak Boss. Guardian of Kings is interesting, so he heals up. I think I will kill that guy. Oh god, I have too many Wraths. Alright, we're going to do this. I'm actually just going to cycle this. It's a little bit weak, cycling a Wrath for a card, but it's better than doing nothing on my turn. So that's fine. I could Panda. Panda, not super helpful. I will cycle my other Wrath as well. Swipe. Okay. Well, with Swipe, I think we're going to take a little bit of a chance here. Can't play. This would have been better as a vanilla 3/2. We're going to take a little chance here. I've got 8 damage. He's at 4 health, basically. And then I can just kill him in 4 turns with Shapeshift, or maybe if I get something else, I can kill him with that. Should be fine. Either way, he's going to have a tough time bringing down the Ironbark. Even if he has an answer for the bear, he still needs 3 more damage. Plus with the Guardian to kill the Ironbark out. Maybe I have too many spells. But at least 4 of them, the Wraths, can be cycled as a 2-mana cycle. As long as the opponent has a single minion, of course. If the opponent has no minions, you're just sort of screwed with it. Unless you start wrathing your own minions, that's a clear sign of desperation. Illidan Stormrage! Well, he needed the Sunfury Protector here to give these guys taunt, but he didn't have it. Can't see what he would do now to not die. Noble Sacrifice wouldn't help him. I could Shapeshift to ferret it out. So, alright, there's the swipe team. Could have actually killed him just by swiping 3 times. But anyway, that was a pretty good start, although I was a bit spell heavy. They're good spells. And I did get the Ironbark. So it's a good thing I drafted the Ironbark, given how many spells I ended up with. If I hadn't taken that, I would be in much rougher shape. Let's go ahead and do a second game. I'm having a tough time evaluating this deck. I mean, definitely the lack of 4-drops is the problem. And maybe there's too many spells, but they are things like Wrath and Swipe, so it's fine, probably. Really rare that you are holding on to Swipe and you're like, oh geez, sucks that I have this Swipe here. If Swipe couldn't hit the opponent in the face, it would be a shockingly less effective card. It would probably be underpowered in that case. But as it is, it's just such a strong spell. Alright, we're up against Mage. My favorite class to beat if I must play against a Mage is Priest, but Druid is probably second favorite. Now, ordinarily I would never mulligan a Wrath, but I have 4 of them in the deck. And since I have such a low creature density, I need to try to maximize my odds of getting my creatures. Got one. Pyromancer, fan-fiddly-tastical. And we got some removal as well.
I smell
Just gonna do that. It's fine. So I'm not gonna play the Pyromancer just to have it die. We will. Ooh. I could do this Innervate Novice Engineer that'll kill the Infiltrator. Then she can kill the Pyromancer, but I'll still have the Novice Engineer out. Let's do it. I don't know if it's right, but it seems cool. So we'll go for it. I might regret it, but I just don't have that many things to innervate apart from Ironbarks, and I can't count on getting lucky like I did the last game. Top decking it off the top exactly the turn I needed it. Coins into what? Ironforged Rifleman?
What does the
Thrallmore Farsa, that is a remarkable play. I'm actually shocked my opponent did this. She basically used her coin just to play something that I'm going to kill with my Pyromancer. Bizarre. She's lucky I don't have any 3-drop. I'm holding 2 4-drops, which is sad. But she's used her coin. She let my Pyromancer off the hook instead of fire blasting it. I mean, think of it this way. She spent 3 mana to basically kill my Pyromancer with a creature. She could have just spent 2 mana on her hero ability, kept the Farseer in her hand, and just called it a day. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. Now, here I could kill this with the Keeper of the Grove or the Dark Iron Dwarf. Since the Dwarf is bigger, I will use it. A pretty good Dark Iron Dwarf there, and a pretty good Novice Engineer. This also is more flexible than the Dwarf, so I wanted to use the Dwarf while I could. Chill Wind Yeti is a good card. It takes out my Dwarf. Do I use this, or do I use Shapeshift? Well, if I Shapeshift, I can't do anything else. So yeah, we're going to use this, kind of sad as it is, to take out her Yeti, because otherwise, this is probably useless. Now, maybe she could play a Gurubashi Berserker. I actually recently did kill a Gurubashi Berserker with the Kodo. It was one of the best feelings I've ever had. No, she plays a Booty Bay Bodyguard. That's actually about the only time Booty Bay Bodyguard is a good card, because I can't kill it with this in Shapeshift. I have to use this in Claw, so we're going to swipe. I'm going to take the swipe off the left, I think, so that she doesn't know that I got another, that there's a card I've been holding on to for a while. Come on, it's not too late to play a Gurubashi Berserker. It'll enrage against my Keeper of the Grove. Why don't you want to play it? Why don't you want to play Gurubashi Berserker? Oh, that is not a Gurubashi Berserker, nor does it die to Stampeding Kodo. That doesn't do anything to me. She's going to ping this creature. Well, what we're going to do here is... Oh, I don't want this to be a mirror entity. I really don't want it to be a mirror entity. But if it is a mirror entity, she's going to get one of these cards. That sucks. Crap. I don't want her to get this off a mirror entity. Well, what I'm going to do then is hit her in the face hoping for Ice Armor or Vaporize. Oh, it is one of them. It is a Vaporize. Well, let's see that, Shaz. Play this as an overpriced Yeti. Claw. So if it hadn't been a whatever, I would have Wrathed and Shapeshifted the Sorcerer's Apprentice. And then hopefully gotten a cheaper creature to check for the mirror entity with. Give me something to kill with my Kodo, please. That's not it. Give me something to kill with my Kodo, please. That's still not it. I hate you so much. Ironbark Protector. Oh, yeah. Well, she can polymorph that. I haven't given her any good polymorph targets. Mages and their polymorphs. What are you going to do? You're going to lose your Ironbarks, that's what. I think that's the problem. This is so expensive, but there's stuff that kills it. Oh, she doesn't have a polymorph. Say what? Well, she wanted them to hit this Ironbark. Unfortunately, only one did.
I've got a huge.
Gonna play a Storm Suck to suck though, and she'll use that to kill the Ironbark off. That's fine by me. So before we do anything else, let's Novice Engineer.
Like my invention.
We are going to Wrath for a card. There's no point Wrathing this for the damage because I don't have anything to do with my mana anyway, so I might as well spend the mana shape-shifting this away. The Berserker. This is looking pretty good. Got 2 more swipes. Basically at 8 health, so if I can get her down 8 more damage, I will be fine. One second, folks. I have to respond to a text. Be glad to. What? Alright. Bunch of stuff happened. What was it? Frost Nova, Ice Lance. Oh, good combo, good combo. Okay, okay. Boom! And now I wish this were a raid leader because I could actually play it. As it is, I mean, I could still play it. It's just kind of a waste. I'll play it though. It's a body. Raid leader would have definitely been better there. Alright, need to hit her for 5 damage. Swipe, swipe, shapeshift will do the rest. Can she stop that? It's not likely that she would have a way to solve the situation other apart from like a flame strike. No, no flame strike. She had flame strike, she'd be thinking that. Ooh. Tough. Tough, tough, tough. I seem to end up swiping my opponents in the face a lot. Which shows that maybe the card's not all it's cracked up to be, because I mean, if you're using it as a 4 mana for 4 damage, it's really not that great. Then again, I mean, the flexibility of using it even once to kill a creature is worth it. Okay, so that was a pretty good start. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed that video. We'll be back soon with the rest of the run. Take care.